they really did look lost at times. Not surprisingly, both the halfbacks, Williams and Smith, they struggled. This guy won't, Kevin Sinfield, and Brian McDermott knows that Wigan certainly will put in a better performance than what they did last week.
Well, Wigan will be hoping that is the case, and referee Richard Silverwood blows the whistle. Callum Watkins kicks us off. We could be in for a tremendous treat over the next 80 minutes, and here's the first touch of the football for John Bateman as he runs that ball out, operating in the centres for the very first time in his Wigan career. His 50th appearance for this club, and Ben Flower taking the ball forward for Wigan in the second tackle. Here now is Dom Crosby.
Yes, he certainly has a big game to play as John Bateman. He'll add that extra spice out wide. Of course, even though when he plays in the back row, he loves nothing better than to get out into the centres. And this is a game that has to improve, and that's not a bad kick. What's the chase like?
Watkins picks it up. The chase isn't bad. O'Loughlin gets there, misses the tackle. Farrell, though, reaches Ryan Hall before he can make any progress forward. And with Michael McIlorum, he is brought to ground 20 metres away from his own line. Watkins again. 150th Leeds appearance. 6th appearance at fullback, with Zach Hardacre out suspended.
And you can see that Wigan already realising that they have got to stop Leeds getting over the advantage line. And if they can do that in the first set in defence, then that'll lift their confidence. But you can see Leeds, they are eager to play that ball very, very quickly indeed. They don't mess around. That's the reason why they're at the top of the table.
Ayton gets it away to Sinfield. Here is Maguire. Pass out wide to Ablett. He then goes further wide and Moon. And Moon with the left foot sends it out high, wide, and not very handsome on the full.
Yeah, it's a ploy that the coach Brian McDermott utilises quite a lot, but normally Joel Moon gets the ball and normally aims for the post. That was certainly misguided.
Oh, there is a mistake by Joel Tompkins. He was under extreme pressure then from Paul Ayton initially, and then the Leeds defenders arrived.
Yeah, it was a big hit there. It was certainly good work by the hooker Paul Ayton. Made the impact, lost control of it.
Question mark whether Cuthbertson got a hand to it, but that, I'm afraid, is a debate for later, maybe, because here is Callum Watkins now. He plays the ball there to Kinehorst, who finds Sinfield. Cuthbertson then hands it on to Maguire. Short ball from Maguire to Kylie Luluai. And the Wigan defence muscling up to bring the big man down. Ayton again, 20 metres away from the Wigan line. Ablett and Maguire going for a dummy run around. Ablett hangs on. 10 metres away, he goes down under pressure on that far side from Matty Smith. Dom Crosby. Ayton drops the pass off to Ryan Hall. That's off the fingertips of Maguire. Good tackling by Wigan. They're pressing them, but Leeds keeping this ball alive. Kinehorst has it on the bounce. This is the last tackle, remember, and Kinehorst dabs it over the top, and Charnley watches it every inch of the way, but Kinehorst does well.
Yeah, good work by Charnley, and Kinehorst certainly was left in an invidious situation there. Normally Leeds have got themselves worked out when it comes to the final kick, and this wasn't a good one. Work where Charnley was excellent.
Well, Leeds are giving themselves a freedom, aren't they, to where to attack. It's not all pre-rehearsed. They can do what they feel is instinctively right, but the two kicks to finish the last two sets have backfired badly for them, and they're not able to really exert any pressure on Wigan, although they are at the right end of the field.
They are. That was Williams who passed the ball into the middle of the field for Sean O'Loughlin, the skipper, who was immediately clobbered by Ablett. And Luluai was there as well. Ablett in the ruck, might have been penalised. This is the last tackle, incredibly, for Wigan. They have to kick from their own 20-metre line. Not the best, and here comes Ash Handley, this teenage winger, 19 years of age. He's been a sensation filling in for Tom Briscoe this year, has Handley.
And that shows you the difference between the two sides so early in the fact is that Wigan couldn't get anywhere near the halfway line to get away a positive kick. And Leeds defence really up for it.
Peacock to Sinfield. Flat pass then to Ablett. Good tackling by Matty Smith. Ayton. Back it comes to Cuthbertson. He goes straight at Ben Flower, and Flower sticks to him brings him down with help from McIlorum. Quick play the ball though from Leeds, finds Ayton to Maguire then to Watkins, going wide here to Ryan Hall thought about the offload to Watkins. Matty Smith was stood in the way. Last tackle here for the Rhinos. Maguire running it. Maguire is trapped in possession. That'll be the turnover.
Well, it's one thing to keep this ball alive, and that's what Leeds are doing, but it's a sin as far as I'm concerned in regards to getting in a situation that's twice they've failed to put a good kick in.
There was an interesting play in the very start of that set. Ash Handley took the first ball in. Callum Watkins came up near the ruck, and Danny Maguire ordered Callum Watkins to run the ball in. I think he was looking at Callum Watkins, thinking this is a centre coming in to share the workload. He's playing at fullback. After Callum Watkins took the ball in, Leeds shifted it out to the left. That's when they want Watkins coming in that fullback position. He's got to try and stay out of the rough plays and get involved with more of the tasty stuff on the edges.
Outstanding defence from Leeds early in the match here in the opening 5.5 minutes. That's 4 tackles gone. The ball comes free. It went backwards. Bowen maybe will capitalise on it, but Bowen is the only man there on his own. He has got some support arriving now from Burgess. Doesn't need Burgess. Ball comes inside to Liam Farrell, and Farrell Leeds scrambling back somehow, and Maguire pulls him down.
Well, Leeds just stopped. They thought it was a knock-on. You play to the whistle. You don't just hesitate. It allowed Matt Bowen through an enormous gap. You've got to give Leeds credit, though. They did get the numbers back.
They did eventually. Here is O'Loughlin, last tackle, dab to the in-goal area, and Handley has to take it over his own dead ball line. Goal line dropout coming up. What a switch in play this is.
Well, the turnaround, Eddie, all right. Kevin Sinfield deemed to have dragged it out. Play on. I don't know that Ash Handley had to play at this ball. Matty Bowen does brilliantly well. Waits for his support. He knows he's got Joe Burgess coming up at his left-hand side. Dummies left, cuts back in. Composure finds Farrell, but great work rate for the second rower to come up. But when the kick eventually goes in, I think Ash Handley's got time to let Sean O'Loughlin's kick run out. He's right there on the line. It could be a huge play sometimes.
So goal line dropout from Kevin Sinfield. A low scudder, doesn't find the touch on that far side, finds Bateman's knees instead.
He did well there, Bateman. It was bobbling all over the place. He thought maybe just put the hands down. There'll be a penalty.
And it is. Ablett interference on the ground, pulling at the ball 2-3 times.
And never made any attempt to get out of the ruck area.
Sinfield and Kynhorst are going to be the two who are tested and targeted here, Eddie. I think they'll shift it wide here now, and it looked to be the left side.
It's a great run from Crosby. Here's McIlorum, turns it back. What's happened there? Leeds are appealing for a knock-on. There's nothing forthcoming from the referee.
I think
Crosby carries it on.
Eddie, I think it was more of a forward pass. Leeds fans, they're booing.
They're 2 meters away are Wigan with McIlorum and Matty Smith. He fires the pass then to Bowen. Bowen tries to go round Joel Moon. Great defence from the Leeds centre. 4 tackles gone, 2 remaining in this set. It's now with Smith. He dabs the ball to the in-goal area, and it beats everybody just about. O'Loughlin was hunting what would have been his first try of the season.
Neat little kick through there by Matty Smith. I'm not so sure that Sinfield realised that his opposite number was lurking just behind him. He should have stopped at Sinfield, and well, O'Loughlin just couldn't get there in time.
Whiten showed last week how well you have to defend if you want to beat the Wigan Warriors. You know, they restricted them to just 6 points. You have to go back to last year's grand final when a team defended that well. It was the Saints. They kept the Wigan side to 6 points, and if Leeds show the same commitment for the entire of the game on defending as they have when the line's been broken, and again near to their own line, they've got every chance of winning here.
Wonderful hands from Cuthbertson, finds Maguire. Maguire looking for support. It arrives out wide from Joel Moon, and Joel Moon is hauled down by the scrambling Wigan defence, led by Bateman, helped out by Smith. Quick play the ball on the last. It's with Ablett. Ablett gets so close, and that will be the turnover. No, it won't. It's a penalty. Offside against Wigan on their own line.
Never made it back into the in-goal area. It looked as though yet again Leeds had turned down the opportunity to kick on the last. They ran it, went for the power play, and this is what is going as well.
That's Cuthbertson, and this is a glorious opportunity for Leeds to get the first points of this match. They're 3 meters away with Ayton to Peacock. Short ball then to Luluai. Took that standing still. No chance of any progress forward. underneath the Wigan posts. Ayton
Switch is on.
It comes to Sinfield. He then gives it to Kinehorst. And Crosby with a desperate tackle. Brian McDermott watching anxiously on. There's a chance here. It's a try for Ayton.
Yeah, great work by the hooker. Quick play the ball by Leeds. It's what they've been doing since the kick-off time. And Ayton realised that they were slow to get the first and second markers sorted out.
And no player other than James Roby has made more runs from dummy half this year. And from dummy half, Paul Ayton gets his second try of 2015. Leeds have the lead.
And this was a break by Maguire, but before that, there was a pass from Peacock that looked perhaps a touch forward, but they got away with it. Good job that John Bateman got back. Then they stopped it. Watch the switch. Luluai can't get it away, but watch now. They're very, very slow to sort it out. Here it comes, there's the switch. And then they just turn off. You can see O'Loughlin just hanging around. Williams couldn't do anything about it, and the hooker, Paul Ayton. Oh boy, Sean Wayne will be furious about that. Brian McDermott, he'll be happy as Larry.
So Kevin Sinfield with the opportunity to add the extra points from the conversion. 7 from 9 against St Helens last week. He has an 86% success rate this year, and Sinfield does not miss those. Wigan 0, Leeds Rhinos 6.
It's amazing. These two sides love to pass the ball. There's the one from Peacock to Cuthbertson. I think it's a level pass, really, but some debate over it. Cuthbertson was sensational when Leeds beat Wigan earlier this season at Headingley. And he certainly helped his side here. You know, it's amazing. These two teams pass the ball more than any other side in Super League. For the first try to be scored like that, well, that is trying to turn up.
There's a great lesson in that as well, Phil. I found my eyes drifting out to Leeds' left edge attack. As the ball was being played, I was looking at the setup. I was wondering why Callum Watkins wasn't pushing himself out wide. I took my eyes off the ruck. So did the Wigan Warriors. Paul Ayton certainly didn't. Start and take care of the ball is the lesson.
Well, this wonderful home record that Wigan have is suddenly under threat. They've won the last 15 home Super League games, including the playoffs, since a 12 points to 16 defeat to St Helens here last June. 13 months without having had their colours lowered at home.
Well, we're set for a really, really fast game as well. I've been so excited in the opening minutes. Both had the opportunity to score again, but Ayton's quick thinking certainly got the Rhinos well and truly on that board. But they've got to sort themselves out, Wigan, near their own line.
This is Peacock taking on Williams. He gets the ball away though to Sinfield, and Sinfield, he got away from McIlroy, he can't get away from Liam Farrell, and on the last, Ayton will pump the kick downfield into the corner where Burgess and Bowen just had a slight misread between the two of them. Who was going to take charge? Bowen eventually did, and now Burgess goes in at dummy half.
It's amazing. We saw a lot of that Wigan against Warrington last week. They were just a little bit off the boil, not talking to each other. They've got to sort it out.
Charney trying to take on Moon, fails on that occasion. Bateman at dummy half, gives the ball then to Joel Tompkins.
Leeds have got to be a little bit careful. They're getting out of the blocks a bit too early. They may get caught by the official, Richard Silverwood. You can see there, Ablett's leading the way. Good opportunity now. They've got the overlap.
They have with Sargentson and now Burgess. Super League's top try scorer hacks it forward looking for Farrell. Farrell collects it brilliantly. What a try! What a try from Wigan in response to the Paul Ayton score just a few moments ago. Give credit to the kick. Burgess is usually a try scorer, try poacher himself. He just hacked the ball forward, and Liam Farrell gets his 8th try of 2015.
Boy, have we seen some crackers over this season, but they don't come much better than this. You can see quick hand from Bowen. It was great work by Sargentson. He knew he wasn't going to get round Watkins, kicked it through, and the big second rower, Liam Farrell, says, oh, we can do what you can do, Leeds. We knew it was going to be a fast open game. Great work there by Sargentson, sucked it in, Burgess knew he could see Farrell. Farrell could see that white thing. It's called a ball, and when you plonk it down in the in-goal area, that's called a TRY.
Yes, Liam Farrell, fed by Burgess with the kick. The perfect response from the Wigan Warriors, and Matty Smith now with the opportunity to add the extras.
You talk about the tries that Joe Burgess has scored this year. You know, that's the 10th try now that he's set up. I know he's signed for a good club next year and he'll play under a brilliant coach in Trent Robinson. I only think that his future gets better and better. He's going to be a brilliant player.
Matty Smith to level the scores. Matty Smith levels the scores. 6 apiece here at the DW Stadium on a glorious summer's evening, with a fabulous match unfolding in front of us.
Well, we complimented Liam Farrell's support play earlier on. He comes through on a dummy line, they don't utilise him, but he still follows up in the middle. When Joe Burgess puts in a beautiful dink, it's Farrell again on hand. He gets the rewards for the hard work he puts in. Doesn't always get the ball, but he'll always be in the right spot.
Two great sides we're watching here with fantastic Super League pedigree, along with Warrington and St Helens. These two never ever been out of Super League since day one, never really under threat, although I suppose in the season that Brian Noble came to Wigan, they were in danger of relegation. The unthinkable never happened.
But you've got to praise them the way that they took the advantage of launching the attack from way down in their own red zone.
The push by Maguire on
silly play
and a penalty.
You know, he's a brilliant player, Danny Maguire, but sometimes he just gets a little bit lost in there. Just loses the head. Giving away 30-40 metres downfield now.
So Wigan will come again, looking to score a second quick try as Tompkins drives it forward.
Boy, it was sensational, that try from Farrell. Not just a kick from Burgess, but the way that the centre Dan Sargentson just sucked in the winger Handley and then offloaded to Burgess. Out of the top drawer.
McIlaurin has seen a gap. Great little scamper from dummy half. Cuthbertson had to be quick and was. Here is Tompkins. Off the ground he finds Matty Smith. Smith then short ball. O'Loughlin. The skipper's there. And O'Loughlin gets his first try of 2015 to put Wigan ahead. 6-0 down in the blink of an eye. They have fought their way back. They lead 10-6. Kick to come.
You take your opportunities, you take your chance. And it was wonderful work, especially from Michael McIlaurin, that got them into that position. And then this short pass, it was a little dummy. It sucked in. They didn't know what was happening here. Watch the Leeds defence. They were all over the shop. Couldn't get it. Watch them move. They were hanging around the delayed pass at the right moment. What upper body strength there from the Wigan skipper. Well, what a turnaround.
Well, prior to that, his most recent try was in a 57-4 playoff win against Huddersfield last September. He's waited a long time for a try since then, but that could be a crucial score, and it's quite close to the posts. So Matty Smith should add the extras here. Credit McIlaurin with the run from dummy half that opened up the Leeds defence, and then the sheer strength of O'Loughlin plonked the ball over the line. Smith adds the extras from 6 down. Wigan lead 12-6.
And it's the same play that we saw last week. John Wells highlighted in his pre-match build-up. A break from Michael McIlaurin. Last week allowed Matty Smith to put a kick in for a Joe Burgess. Sorry, help me out, a Don Manfredi try on that occasion. Now it was a Sean O'Loughlin try. Crucial try for the skipper, but it was Michael McIlaurin's break that put that Leeds Rhinos defence on the back foot. It's a repeat of last week.
So Leeds restart. Charnley is underneath the kickoff on his own line. Here comes Ben Flower. Flower, who is playing for the 5th time in a row in the prop forward position from minute 1. And Crosby is his prop forward partner. 3rd appearance in a row for him. And Rob Burrow warming up, getting ready to be thrown into the match maybe earlier than Brian McDermott would have anticipated. He came on late in the game last week.
Isn't it amazing? You know, this Wigan outfit, in the space of just 10 minutes. They've really just upped the ante. The aggression, the force, getting over the advantage line, it's come, they've built on that confidence.
Up to the halfway line, here comes the last tackle. Smith with a kick all the way down the lines. Brilliant. He's shaking his head though, he's not too impressed. Maybe he wanted this ball to stay in the field of play so as Watkins would have to run it back at the Wigan defenders. Didn't want them to put the scrum down. Yeah,
but at least they can get their defence sorted out when they do form the scrum. His kicking last week was way off the mark, he knows it. And in fact, most of the Wigan players knew that they didn't play well last week. They're certainly playing okay now.
I think you're right, Eddie. The shake of the head is he would prefer Callum Watkins to have to pick that ball up from the sideline like he did earlier on in the game and have to run left to right with a set Wigan line in front of him. They don't want to kick the ball down the middle and give Callum Watkins a run with space either side of him, and a scrum restart either wouldn't be ideal. He would have wanted to keep that ball on the field.
So 19 minutes gone, we're going to head 12-6. And Brad Singleton out there, and Wigan, they didn't listen to the referee who shouted, hold, hold. And they've been caught offside. Sean Loughlin just querying the decision from Richard Silverwood.
Well, it looked okay as far as I'm concerned. I've seen many more being got away with it.
Well, I think they got back with the referee, but they went too early. That was the issue. He was a good 2 meters in front when the ball was played.
Singleton ran behind Cuthbertson, the Wigan crowd appealing for a penalty for obstruction, well, which once upon a time might have been given.
Yeah, last year, Eddie, that would have been a penalty. But it's a different Wigan outfit in defence here. No doubt about it. He utilised Cuthbertson.
Ayton finds Sinfield. Sinfield sees a gap inside Flower. With McAlorum, though, the Leeds captain is brought to ground. Ayton will play the ball and find Maguire. Maguire looking for the runners. It's Watkins. Well dealt with by the Wigan defence. George Williams with the tackle low down. Delaney now for Leeds. We've reached the 5th tackle. Here comes the last.
Surely Leeds are going to kick it on this occasion.
And they are, with Sinfield out wide. Oh, that's brilliantly done by Charnley, but Leeds are there in numbers, and he's forced over the line, is he? No. The referee says play the ball on the line. He was back in the field of play, and now Leeds are caught offside. Too quick. Too quick. And Maguire pleading his innocence now.
Boy, you take a huge gamble when you do that. He was in a good position, was John Bateman.
I think Charnley knew he was on his way over the whitewash.
What a play from Josh Charnley. His confidence can't have been great over the recent weeks. Don Manfredi came in and did a great job in his stead. I think it was his performance, Josh Charnley, against St Helens, that probably saw him dropped and replaced by Manfredi. That's a really brave play from the right wing.
Quick hands again from Wigan. Farrell finds Sargentson.
The most important factor, as you can see, they're on the 2nd tackle, and Wigan well and truly into the Rhinos' half.
And Lee Mossop on the ball for the first time. He's just come on.
Keep your eye on Matty Bowen. When is he going to link? They've come on this left-hand side.
With Sargentson, who goes down on the 4th tackle. Farrell, infield to Williams. Now O'Loughlin to Smith, to Bowen. Bowen dabs the ball through into space. Charnley's after it. Oh, little knock on from Charnley. Just wouldn't come up for him.
It was a wonderful little dribble through by the fullback Matty Bowen, and I know one thing, Ryan Hall was caught out. He didn't anticipate that one bit. He knew that he was beaten. Charnley just couldn't get it. Well, it's easy to say when you're up on the commentary box, but maybe it would have been a little bit better for Charnley to perhaps just drop on the ball, make sure of the possession. Okay, it may have been on the last, but at least he'll be able to get the defence sorted out.
Ash Handley taking the ball forward, man of the match against the Saints last week. Hat-trick in 2 games, home and away, against the champions this year.
Leeds look in trouble, Eddie. We're 22 minutes into the game. They can't go forward. They're stood in a group. It's individual carries without a lot of support. They're in a hole at the present.
Ayton will look to try and fix things up, as will this man Sinfield. Gives it wide to Maguire. Decent kick down the middle from Maguire. Bowen's underneath it, though. He was under pressure, Danny Maguire, when he got that kick away. Here comes Charnley taking on Moon.
And that just shows you, if you apply that pressure, it wasn't the best kick right down the throat of the full back. And now the confidence is oozing. They've got the overlap again, but that's good defence on Williams.
33 victories and 4 draws from 61 in Super League for the Wigan Warriors against Leeds. Leeds have won 24 times. Incredibly, though, the Rhinos have won the Super League title 6 times, Wigan only 3. 4 tackles gone. Burgess is underneath all of that, plays the ball to Sargentson. Here is Williams. Williams taking them on, cut down by a great tackle by Aiton Lowe.
Will this be a bomb, the first of the match?
Yes, up it goes from the boot of Smith. O'Loughlin is chasing, but he's had a call from the referee. He was offside, he has to let him go. So Watkins comes forward.
Good refereeing there by Richard Silverwood.
Handley again, but it's terrier-like defence from Wigan.
The game is almost tilted into the pitch from right to left because it's all tipped to the left end of the field at the moment. The match just continually rolls down that way, and they are facing an uphill challenge to get out of their own half and wrestle some contest back on this.
They have players that can do it, Phil. They have Joe Moon, they have Ryan Hall, they have Callum Watkins. All of those yet to explode. I know exactly what you're saying. They do look like they're coming under pressure. Wigan, they're turning the screw at the moment.
Hurt.
But beware, Leeds Rhinos got players that can score from distance.
Delaney got the leg caught.
Is injured here.
See the leg double up right behind him.
No suggestion this is a cannonball tackle, is there?
No, I think it's high, it's on the hip. I think the impact is heavy, but I think it's there's no problem with the cannonball because it goes to the hip and not the knee joint.
Delaney starting the match tonight. His last start was against Wigan at the Magic weekend in May. One of the most popular Aussies ever to play for the Leeds Rhinos and needing some attention. So while he's receiving that attention, let's just take another look at this try.
It's the offside, I think. O'Loughlin's in front, and he was called out by Richard Silverwood. Now I think if Watkins had dropped the ball, he would have got the penalty, but the referees allow play on and keep the game flowing.
Well, he's important to Wigan, Sean O'Loughlin. And he's proved that with his try, but Delaney's is equally important to Leeds at the moment with Stevie Ward out injured.
Eddie, he will not have much left of his body when he finishes rugby league. He throws everything into every game he plays, Brett Delaney. I mean, he's reckless at times with his own care, his own health. See him now, they'll hope he gets back up. Came from the Gold Coast, and he has been brilliant, as you say. Not only popular, but brilliant for the Leeds Rhinos, Phil.
Just while we're taking a look here at Brett Delaney, I just want to send our best wishes to Zach France. You know, the Rugby League Benevolent Fund are assisting him at the moment. He suffered a very serious spinal injury playing for Cheltenham Phoenix against the Bath Romans recently, and he is likely to be in hospital for some time. Everybody at Sky wishes him well, and the Benevolent Fund are doing everything they can to assist him and his family.
Yeah, they do a fantastic job, the Rugby League Benevolent Fund. They do. Each and every week, players at all levels, not only at the top in Super League, but in the amateur game as well. It's unsung work as well. Charnley now gets as far as Ablett, Maguire, and Peacock was there as well.
Isn't it amazing? The opening 10 minutes, Leeds were in full control. They were playing the ball very, very quickly indeed, causing all sort of problems for this Wigan defence, but now it has turned around.
Sargentson and Mossop will take it over halfway for the Wigan Warriors.
And that's what they were missing against Warrington last week, was the power in the forwards getting over the advantage line. It is a different Warriors tonight.
Good harassing by Joel Moon and Danny Maguire, and then the big man came in. Oh, and he offloaded straight to Aiton. And here now is Maguire again, and he is cut down by Tony Clubb.
Good hit there by Bateman as well. He certainly has added a lot of spark into their defence.
That's a very impressive effort from Paul Aiton. He's been working his socks off for 25 minutes. He's taken a lot of collision, a lot of pain and punishment, and yet he was alert enough and skillful enough to take in that pass.
Yes, Aiton's been central to the consistency Leeds have shown, and here is Kinehorst now on the break. Matty Bowen stands his ground, and eventually he's brought down with help from the collision by Tony Clubb. It's Ayton to Sinfield, Sinfield then to Maguire, Maguire to Ablett, looking to get Hall in on the left-hand side, has to come in field, takes the tackle just about. Maguire finds Cuthbertson, flat pass, Singleton, try for Leeds. Great try from Singleton, great pass. Solid build-up from Leeds as well. Write them off of your peril, they're league leaders, and they're league leaders not for nothing. Singleton gets the try. His 8th of the season for the 22-year-old.
And it all came about by the steal, wasn't it, by Paul Ayton. Got them into that position. And watch the delayed pass. Wonderful stuff. Cuthbertson yet again. He normally looks for someone to come very, very short of him. But on this occasion, he could see that Singleton was coming like an express train. And boy, this surely has squared it all up. They don't expect that from the big fella. Cuthbertson, not the straight delayed pass. Usually it's a little flick or back on the inside of his body, but Singleton read it superbly. Game on.
When I watch the best teams in either quarter of rugby on Sky, be it league or union, they tend to have some forwards who can pass the ball and look like a back. You know what? If you've never seen the match before, you'd have thought maybe Adam Cuthbertson, his body positioning was that of a scrum half or standoff. And yet he had the skills, the vision and the confidence to deliver that pass that provided the try.
Yes, tremendous ball from Cuthbertson. A great burst onto the football as well from Singleton. And Sinfield here, he looked as though he was in a spot of bother in the build-up to putting this ball on the tee and taking the kick. But he doesn't miss those, Kevin Sinfield, and we're level again at 12 apiece.
Yeah, tremendous work, but it just shows you, doesn't it, when you've got to be alert. Paul Ayton, he probably called for that ball, but you could see how that wonderful across the chest with the ball. Watch him, Cuthbertson across the chest. They thought Peacock was going to be the man, but it was Singleton that finished it off.
I think that try is just reminding me that what Brian pointed out a few minutes ago. There's no way that you can be the top of the league and be such a successful side like Leeds without being able to stand periods when you're on the back foot, you're under pressure and you're not coping with it well. Well, they were able to turn the defence and a period in their own half to a period of the other half very quickly from the Ayton break and the Singleton try.
Well, it's Saints against Huddersfield tomorrow, another game from the top 4 of the Super League.
I know one interested man who'll be watching that, Eddie. He'll be at the game, but he's watching us tonight in a hostelry in St Helens. It's the father of Adam Quinlan, the new recruit for St Helens, going to play fullback. His father, Chris, came over with him on Monday. They just landed in the country. His son has got to go out there and take on the Huddersfield Giants tomorrow on Danny Bruff's kicking game. Wish him all the best in his first appearance for St Helens, and I hope they enjoy the game tonight.
Indeed so. Adam Quinlan arrived on Monday. Is widely expected to be the fullback tomorrow night. Don't think it'd come 12,000 miles around the world not to play. And well done to his dad. Here is Matty Bowen. This is Matty Smith at dummy half, finds Charnley.
This is where Leeds have got to be careful, because Wigan so adept at keeping the ball and attacking from deep within their own half. And oh, that was a little bit slow there. That allowed John Bateman a good 10-12 metres forward, and they're just a little bit lax in their defence at the moment to the Rhinos.
Because here come Wigan again with Smith, who finds Farrell. Bowen, infield it comes to George Williams. It'll go high off the boot of the Wigan standoff. Maguire's underneath. It was taken out completely by Charnley, but it doesn't matter because Ryan Hall has it.
You talk about upper body strength. When he took that ball there, it just fended off anybody that came near him. Oh, this is exciting stuff.
It is. It's a great game.
Is it ever? Watch Ryan Hall, so strong.
Sinfield again goes down as the pass went to Ayton. Ayton then to Cuthbertson. Brilliant ball from Cuthbertson to Maguire. Over the top it goes to Ryan Hall. He hangs on somehow, gets away from 2, gives it to Joel Moon. Long striding Moon off the ground to Cuthbertson. He turns, does a 360, gets it away to Ayton, keeping the ball alive brilliantly, the league leaders. Here is Paul Ayton, another great ball, finds Sinfield, over the top to Handley. He gets away from Burgess. But in the end, he goes down under the tackle from Williams. Fantastic stuff from both sides here. Peacock bumps off two, gets the ball away to Singleton. This is Maguire. Here comes the big fella Cuthbertson. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant try. He's going to have a look at this, or ask the video referees to. Surely this shouldn't be chalked off. They've got no try because I think they've seen obstruction in centre field. Well, if this isn't given, it's a travesty.
You're right,
that
Eddie.
was magnificent stuff from Leeds.
Breathtaking. Well, keep the ball alive.
There's a definite cross in the middle. What the video referees are going to have to judge is whether or not anybody was interfered. It's just as we move across here, as Callum Watkins gets in front. Well, that's very close to the defensive line. I think that should be disallowed for obstruction.
Stuart, you're a spoil sport.
Well, it's not me, it's the laws, Eddie. You know, it's far too close to his own man there.
Stuart, he's made the read. I thought that's what we decided that. Tompkins has come in and made a read.
He's got ahead of the ball. That's the problem. He's got ahead of the ball, and it's right on top of the defensive line.
He's already come in.
He's made contact, and that's enough.
He's drawn him in. The thing is, he's run behind his own man.
And he's gone into Tompkins.
You can run behind your own man, Stuart. You've already agreed on that.
Yes, not close to the defensive line, though, Brian.
Well, he won't be moved. He will not be moved, as the song says.
We all watched it. We all watched it. We all cheered it. It was a try to us.
It was a super try, but if it's technically wrong,
you can find it.
You've got to scrub it off.
He gives himself up, though, doesn't he, Callum Watkins? Raises the arms. If it had just gone straight through, perhaps they may have got away with it.
Ian Smith, Phil Bentham, the video referees tonight.
There was a similar incident a couple of years back when Wigan played Leeds in a magic match. It was at the Etihad Stadium in Manchester, and Leeds had again a similar try disallowed on that occasion. The more they watch it, maybe the more they want to give it.
Well, you want to disallow try, you can peel apart tries. Every try.
It's going to be no try, I'm afraid.
Well, the letter of the law, and that's wrong, says Brian McDermott.
And he's right. I believe that's a try.
It was a sensational try that's been chalked off.
Well, it's not a try, yeah. Well, watching that, we all were cheering it. We were all saying, well, applauding the play, passing,
well, toe ties offside. If you want to go back to the play the ball, toe ties offside of that play the ball. If you rewind it later when we watch it again at half-time, perhaps with John, so it should be a penalty to Leeds.
Well, we can keep going backwards and forwards. It's as simple as that, and it's in the hands of the video referees. It was very, very close, wasn't it? But maybe if Watkins had not raised the arms, may have got away with it. He just kept running.
Stuart, if he'd have run through and carried on with his run and not stopped and raised the arms, would that have been given?
Well, no, because the obstruction's taken place. Had Danny Maguire been tackled immediately, they wouldn't have gained an advantage, and they could have played on from that. But they've scored a try, so it's a massive advantage to them, and the decision is correct.
Well, it's a big let-off there for Wigan, and they know it. Oh, and
he said held, he shouted held before Williams offloaded it to McAlorum.
Oh, what on earth are they thinking? That is a knock-on.
Well, Tautai wasn't reading from the same script as McAlorum then.
And they should have been. And it was forward anyway. What on earth was McAlorum doing there? And Tautai, I'm afraid, he's going through the horrors of late. He couldn't keep hold of the ball. You can't blame him for that because it was forward.
If you catch your mind back though, Mike, we watch a lot of games where McAlorum comes off after about 25 minutes. Looks as though they're going to play him for the full 40 and maybe even the full 80 tonight. But he's on the field there, he's worked again hard. It's a tough position to play a hooker.
Yeah, there's no Sam Powell on the bench, is there, tonight, so he might have to do the full 80.
Well, being a hooker, he should enjoy it, but being any hooker of that quality, they know when it's a forward pass, Eddie.
Here is a knock-on now by Ablett, and Wigan celebrate the fact that the mistake wasn't too costly.
Yeah, just lost control of it. And you could see there that Tompkins using all the weight.
So knock on by Carl Ablett. Tries in the last 4 in Super League for the Leeds Rhinos second row. So here's a chance for Wigan now with Liam Farrell.
Well, it's a real let-off for Wigan because the build-up by Leeds to that no try was outstanding. And the loose forward, Cuthbertson, is in electrifying form. Didn't go around him. Leeds fans thought he did. He didn't.
No, if he'd have run behind the man who put the brakes on, might have got the obstruction decision, but not on that occasion. Here is Mossop, plays it to McIlaurin. Now it's Williams. Williams then wide to Burgess. Good job by Handley. Textbook tackle from Ash Handley. Williams, crossfield kick. Bowen's got it! Bowen scores!
He's pinched it up. Maguire, what's he onside?
Another question mark. They have a try on the field.
Check this grounding, please. You saw the bobble.
What a beautiful
He
kick.
only saw a bobble apparently, so I think we didn't see a bobble from up here. But has Bowen scored the try here?
I think so.
Well, they'll check the onside first. Clearly all onside. So it all comes to the challenge, which I think was clean, and then the grounding. Challenging in the air. It's caught cleanly by Bowen. There's no problem with that. Just onto the grounding. Grounded correctly. No problem at all. That's a try. And to be fair to Richard Silverwood, he was on the other side of that grounding and was right to check it.
Yeah, good job that he checked it, really. But, you know, Matty Bowen, he got 2 against Leeds at the Magic weekend. There's his 3rd try of the season. Seems to enjoy scoring tries against the Rhinos, does this fellow, Matty Bowen. And he would have enjoyed the State of Origin yesterday when his Queensland team put the cleaners through New South Wales.
Watch the brilliance of George Williams here. The little dummy that got him the space, and Maguire was beaten to it. You've got to put a lot of quality in this, and that is superb. And the way that Matty Bowen is not the tallest person, but he just turned the body to make sure that he could see that ball. He wasn't going into that jump blind. He twisted his body in the air, knew it was going to wrap straight into the Pindies. What a game this is.
Well, a huge swing in momentum we've seen in the last 5 minutes. Leeds denied a breathtaking try at one end. Matty Bowen scores at the other. Matty Smith's added the extras, and it's 18-12.
Tremendous stuff. This is outstanding. The dummy, the composure from such a young player, George Williams. He was completely outplayed last week, and yet his confidence is just going right through the veins, and you can see he's excited, and why not? Such a talent.
Charnley underneath the kickoff. Here comes Tao Tai. Four and a half minutes to the half-time break.
Boy,
Mossop taking it forward.
We often talk about value for money, Eddie, but this has been outstanding.
It's been a tremendous game thus far. Peacock brings McIlaurin to the turf. Here comes Mossop again. Subject of an inquiry by Leeds, actually, when he came back from the NRL. Lee Mossop elected to come home to Wigan. Bowen on the lash. They found Matty Smith, and Smith will aim for the touchline here because we're approaching half-time. And he finds it just.
Well, it was all over the place last week, and it's a fine kick. This is how you control a game. You just keep turning the opposition around, and when you've got a 6-point lead, that's exactly what you need to do.
Yes, he was happy with that kick that found touch.
You know, some teams think, well, we've just got 3.5 minutes to go to half-time. I don't think either of these sides have that thought in their mind. They think there's a chance to score here, and an important chance to psychologically score. If you cast your mind back to the game when they played up at Newcastle, Wigan scored 2 minutes before the break. A brilliant try by Joe Burgess. Matt Bowen set him up inside their own half. And the tries just before half-time would have a massive psychological boost here, whichever side could manage to get it.
Kylie Luluwai takes it forward for Leeds Rhinos. They've got 3 minutes in which to score either of these two sides if they are going to score just before half-time. And here comes Moon down the left-hand side, and that's not the best pass. Not the best pass, but under pressure from Bateman, Moon only finds the touchline, so here's a chance for Wigan.
Well, I said before the game started that John Bateman is like He's like a mosquito and you're locked in the room. You know he's going to get you sometime.
Well, he got Joel then.
You know, Leeds were way back, and they had a scrum 10 metres from underneath their own sticks, and it always amazes me why don't they just kick the ball into right up the field? If you've got the pace and the wingers, just give them the opportunity.
Sargentson is wrestled to the floor. Liam Farrell, Tautai. Tautai gets to his feet, plays it to McIlorum. Lan Patrick, one of the best interchange forwards in Super League, this fella. Substitute for the 124th time tonight from 140 career appearances. That's incredible. The super sub.
Go for the one, I would.
It's with Matty Smith. Short ball, Tompkins. Now they've reached the last. They're going down that right-hand side. Bowen has got it back. Six to go.
That's enough.
Six more.
Leeds, yeah.
6 more for Wigan. Bateman. Big chance for the Warriors here as we approach half-time. 1 minute 20 seconds remaining.
Williams is screaming for it. Will he get it?
Tautai's got it on an angled run to Tautai. He thought about the pass to Patrick, then thought better of it. McIlorum, this is a big minute of the match coming up here. McIlorum, huge minute of the 80. Tautai, back it comes to Matty Smith. Smith then to Bowen. Great watch by and read by Kinehorst.
Yeah, super stuff there by the centre.
Farrell,
go
last
for the
tackle.
one.
He's gone for the one and he's fluffed it. Fluffed the lines. Didn't read your script, Steve-O.
Well, it's an advantage if you can get that extra 1 point. You can see that he was putting under pressure, just rushed it. He knows how important it is. And his coach, Sean Wayne, will feel that way as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. Carl Ablett came up with the effort, didn't he, to put the pressure on him. He might have felt a bit guilty from his last handling error that allowed Wigan to score one of the tries, but great first half.
Yes, tremendous tussle, isn't it, between the teams lying top, Leeds, and Wigan, who are third. Oh, Maguire, pass to the invisible man. It's picked up, though, by Ryan Hall. And looping pass from him to Handley. And here come the Rhinos again now. Oh, that's good play by Sargentson on Kinehorst. Just bundle him over the line and into touch. We're thinking of having a hit and hope with Kinehorst. Miss that. And Wigan 18-12 up at half-time. Could have been 18 all, should have been 18 all according to some people, but it isn't. And 18-12 it is to the Wigan Warriors, who have bounced back with a vengeance following their defeat at Warrington last week. Matty Bowen, one of the try scorers in the first half, preparing to get us underway for the start of this second 40. Just waiting for the blow of the whistle from Richard Silverwood. Here we go, 40 minutes. Remember, if Leeds win here tonight, they just about will be confirmed as the leaders going into the Super 8s. A bit of water to run under the bridge before all that, of course, and this competition does have some twists and turns, but Leeds will have opened up a pretty impressive gap at the top, despite what might happen tomorrow and over the weekend. Wigan, of course, they're looking to snap back and get themselves right in contention for that league leader's spot heading into the Super 8s, which aren't too far away now.
That is for sure, Eddie, but Sean Wayne would have made sure to his players that, look, we have to continue on with this pretty rugged defence. They know that Leeds have got the capabilities of fighting back. They're only 6 points adrift.
Here is Callum Watkins, dabs the ball down the middle of the field. Bowen has to pick it up right on his own line. Right, let's hear from Rod Studd about what was said during the half-time interval.
Well, Leeds coach Brian McDermott pretty pleased with that first half, despite the scoreline, Eddie, and despite, of course, the frustration of having that try chalked off by the video refs, the Danny Maguire no-try decision. But he feels that the offloading game going pretty well in that first half, and they can continue to move Wigan about. There's plenty more points on the agenda for the Leeds Rhinos tonight, including maybe something spectacular in this second half. Sean Wayne far happier than he was at half-time last week at Warrington when his team had been bullied off the park. Feels they've done much better in the first half this time. Helter-skelter, though, wants more control in this second half as they look to preserve or increase their 6-point advantage.
Well, he won't be happy with that. The mistake by Joe Burgess, just 18 metres away from his own line.
It always amazes me, you know, Dan Sargentson. I really would like to see you, listen, just tuck it under your arm and take it up there. Settle things down, just a little bit panic on the face there. They've got to be very careful here. They've kept a good eye on this fella, though, Danny Maguire.
He plays the ball to Rob Burrow. Burrow then to Peacock. Straight up the middle goes Peacock.
He's the man, though, Cuthbertson. His offloading in the first half was outstanding.
Sinfield with the pass to Delaney. Ooh, that found Kinehorst. Kinehorst grimacing as Liam Farrell's all over the top of him as he struggles to get to his feet. Here is Tyler Luluwai.
That's good work.
Held up on the Wigan line. 4 tackles gone, 2 remaining. Sinfield, out it comes to Maguire. He then finds Watkins. Watkins then to Moon. Moon to Ryan Hall. They turn the ball back inside, and John Bateman did well to get over the whitewash and back into the field of play. But look where Wigan start this set of 6, and that's 2 tackles gone already.
Boy, that was clever, wasn't it, from Ryan Hall? But you've got to give a lot of credit to where that John Bateman throughout this game has not only just taken the ball up there, he's got back into a very, very good defensive position.
They have to be masters of all trades, don't they, rugby league players?
They certainly do, and Bateman is certainly one of those.
That's the 5th tackle, so last one coming up here for Wigan.
It's got to be a good one, and oh, hesitation, it wasn't meant to go to that fella.
No, Tautai found Williams eventually. Williams just hacks the ball downfield. Ryan Hall is at the end of it and gives it then to Watkins.
And it just shows you a little bit of a hesitation. And Wigan there, they found Tautai in a position for the kick, and it wasn't meant for him. And you can see now that Leeds are well and truly in control.
Hall to his feet. Plays the ball to Handley. Here is Sinfield. Delaney bounces off McAlorum. Can't get away from Tautai, the big Samoan. Sinfield looking to get rid, but Wigan desperate to make sure he doesn't offload, and he didn't.
That's what we want to see from Burrow. A little bit more of that. Put a little doubt in the first and second markers.
Maguire's kick finds the line, finds touch.
Said let's just keep herself down there. Trying to get the back spin, which he did, but it still went over the whitewash.
Telling us on Boots and All last night, Danny Maguire, that he was a pretty good cricketer in his time, and might even have been swinging the willow had rugby league not come a-calling.
And I can vouch for that, Eddie. I once played a game of cricket many moons ago, and he was in the opposition, and we had to retire him. He scored well over 50. Would you believe, from only 4 overs?
No is the answer to would you believe.
I can assure you, he's
growing up here.
He's very, very good, and he's brilliant at cricket.
Yeah, Steve O'No's a cricketer, and when he sees one, W.G. Grace was top of his list.
That's a big call, Eddie, there on that penalty. The Leeds fans at first thought it was another mistake by Wigan in their own half of the field. The ref says no, Hablett's hands are on it, they've pulled it free, and it's a relieving penalty for Wigan, who've been stuck in their own half. Not had a great start to the second 40.
Well, I don't know. I really can't understand why players want to do that. You know, the referee, the video, everybody's watching. This could put him under a lot of pressure now.
Bateman takes it to 10 metres inside the Leeds half. McAlorum to Mossop. Wigan, of course, playing on here without their skipper Sean O'Loughlin, but the word from Rod on the sideline is nothing wrong with him. Tautai gets to his feet, plays the ball to McIlorum. Smith, not the best, not the best. And
Farrell's going to claim he was tackled already, I think, before the ball.
Oops, and there's a bit of England-Australian argy-bargy going on.
Went straight to the referee. It looked briefly that he might have been tackled before he received the pass. We'll get a closer look. Smith's pass to him.
We don't need that.
And Farrell thinking, nah.
Yeah. Guys, we don't need that.
No, they both went in at the same time.
Here we are, mate.
Either way, it's an error. Leeds will get the ball.
They will. They get the ball very close to their own line, though, so they've got to go almost the full length of the field. With Handley, Patrick and McIlorum. Burrow. Here comes Ablett again.
Wait for the goal.
Keep your eye on the little fella, Rob Burrow.
Go.
He's the man that can buzz around. Oh, that's great defence. They put Peacock down very easily indeed. That's what he's capable of doing, this little fella, but that's good defence yet again. Great work from McIlorum.
Coming up towards the halfway line, Delaney, there's a flat pass. Wigan supporters, that is, thought it was forward. They're over halfway as we've reached tackle number 5. Sinfield to Maguire. Maguire will hoist it downfield. And Charnley is underneath it.
Yeah, not the best from Maguire. Really should have gone for the corners. Makes it more difficult when it's going towards the whitewash.
Well, Sargentson tucked the ball under his arm then, as you asked for. That might have been a penalty there.
Well, he never regained his feet, that's for
but
sure.
He didn't, but I thought he was being pulled by the Leeds player.
Yeah, 50-50. Referee says play on.
Tautai slips the pass, and then it's patted out wide.
Knock
That's a knock on by Matty Smith. First knock on seemed to come from Wigan. Oh no, Wigan get head and feet here. Well, there's the tug on the ankle by Ryan Hall. Might have been a penalty.
Should have been a penalty. Wasn't. There's the flick. Did Bowen get that ball backwards? I think it went backward foot.
Well, that Matty Smith's left hand.
Matty Smith knocked
yeah,
that forward.
It should be Leeds head and feet. Quite clearly there.
Where are the video referees whispering in his ear now, Stuart Cummings?
Well, it was clearly a knock-on by Matty Smith. I think the first one by Matt Bowen was knocked backwards and bounced forward, so that was play on.
Here's Matty Bowen now on the charge. Bowen turning him inside out. And in the end, Maguire and Burrow get to him. Well, that could be a very costly decision for Leeds by the referee. The kick is out wide to Charlie. It's a carbon copy of last week, but it was Don Manfredi who benefited there. Matty Smith with the chip through for Josh Charnley. That beat the defence. The ball bounced kindly, and Charnley finished it off for the try, the 7th try of his season. But there is a massive question mark and huge controversy over this.
Controversial indeed, and Leeds will be furious over it. It's quite clear that Matty Smith has knocked on. The slow motion replay certainly confirms that, and from this position, take nothing away from the ability and the kick from Smith. And Charlie put himself in a wonderful position. Just shows you the solid defences on either side, and that makes the kick such an important facet of our game. Yeah, why not, son? Enjoy it. But Matty Smith with a superb chip over.
What about Matty Bowen? Matty Bowen's break. That was the start of everything. He's rolling back the years. You mentioned the Queenslanders, Eddie. He excelled for North Queensland for so many years. And it was his magic weekend return and those 2 tries. He showed us what he's capable of. It was him that started it and set it all up and got Leeds reeling backwards. Wonderful play.
You know, it's easy to forget about Josh Charnley when we watch Matthew Smith line up this kick. He's still only 23 years of age, even though this is his 6th season in the first team. 136 tries, Eddie, was it, in 130 games? I suppose it's amazing that he's gone from being the England winger last year to probably Wigan's 3rd choice winger with the way that Manfredi and Burgess have played this season. But I think that's going to give him a lot of confidence to get over there with a big smile on his face.
Yes, that'll give him the leg up. This will give Wigan the leg up if he kicks it. Matty Smith, and he has! Six-pointer that should never have been allowed, but credit Bowen with the run.
Tremendous from the fullback. He didn't panic either, didn't want to offload, but this is outstanding. This is where brains come into the department of rugby league, and Matty Smith put it right on the button for Charnley to finish.
Second week in a row he's done that. Last week it was from Manfredi. Well, Leeds will feel aggrieved because Brian McDermott in the first half said that's wrong when that wonderful try was chalked off to Danny Maguire, and he'll feel even more aggrieved when he looks at the DVD of that knock-on by Wigan.
I think he'd be more accepting of a mistake from the on-field official, Eddie. It is played very quickly. Sometimes these knock-ons, we see them after 3 or 4 replays. I think a coach would be more accepting of that. When sometimes it goes to video referral, either during a game or on a Monday, things are seen or not seen. The coaches have a bigger issue.
I think you're right. Oh, here goes McIlroy, he's got support inside him. Oh! Why didn't he give that to Williams? The ball's come free.
He's bombed it.
Oh, that's good fullback play.
Well, he had
fullback
white
play,
line
confidence knowing that your teammates are quick enough to get back and help you out.
White line fever. He just sets it all up. He should have given it to Williams.
But Watkins hadn't committed himself, Mike, and that was the difference.
Listen, I'm not a gambling man, but I would have put 100 quid on Williams going right underneath the sticks.
Well, it didn't. He didn't. It didn't come. And now Leeds have got a penalty offside at the scrum.
I understand the point Phil is making. John had highlighted maybe that Watkins might be cut out defensively, but he played that brilliantly. Not only had he the option of going and tackling Williams, there was also an intercept option as well, and that put doubt in the mind of Michael McIlroy. That's all you want to do as a fullback. And then he pounced when McIlroy decided to tuck and run. Excellent play from Callum Watkins.
So here come Leeds looking to get this game back in their pockets. That's another great offload from Cuthbertson to Maguire. Bateman doing the job on Danny Maguire. Wants to get on and play the ball quickly. And here now is Andy Yates. Andy Yates in field to Maguire. Maguire picks it up off his bootlaces. This is Sinfield. Sinfield with the kick. Looking for Handley. And another great try from a kick.
No doubt about it. It's GR1 time again. He's going upstairs. I don't know why.
They're going to check the offside. They've got a try on the field. They want to check the onside-offside against Handley and the grounding.
Well, I don't think there's any problem with the grounding, and there's no problem in the onside.
Yeah, hold on, just check that. Is he onside?
Yeah,
only by 8 metres.
Okay.
I think that's a fairly simple one. The grounding's fine too. Ball's on the ground and the hand's placed on top of it. So again, this try will be confirmed.
Should be and will be by Ian Smith and Phil Bentham, I've no doubt. And Ash Handley gets the try. Well, haven't we seen some tremendous kicks to the corner tonight and some fantastic flying wingers tries?
And not only that, Eddie, the offload by Cuthbertson is outstanding. This is the finish to it. Watch. Kick into the corner. He did well, didn't he? Handley made sure that it was not in an offside position, but you can put that down to Cuthbertson. He got them there in the first place, and what a pick up there by Danny Maguire. It was only inches off the ground. Kept his calm, cool and collected with that, did Handley. Boy, hasn't he made a name for himself over the past few weeks?
Hasn't he just? 12 tries for the season in Super League now. And can Kevin Sinfield add this conversion from way out on the right-hand side, tight to the touchline? Oh, yes, he can. Kevin Sinfield puts Leeds right back in the hunt. Some fantastic tries tonight.
Well, the first one, Eddie, is a winger setting up for a second row. A nice touch from Joe Burgess, Liam Farrell backing up. But on these kicks, when you're a winger waiting for a kick to come in, you got to be very patient. This is Matty Bowen's one. Jumps out jumps Maguire, touches the ball then. We'll have a look at this. Matty Smith kick. Boom. That bounce favourable for Josh Charnley. This last one from Ash Handley is probably the most difficult one. He's got to wait for the ball to find a consistent bounce before he commits himself to diving down. You can just see the first couple of bounces not great, and it's then when he decides the ball is just going to stay on the ground, he pounces. Patience, as you said, Steve, from Ash Handley is a reward on that occasion. 4 points.
And there are people who say that they shouldn't be allowed the 4 points from tries from a kick, because they should be rewarded for opening up defences with passing and wonderful footwork. But they were 4 spectacular efforts here tonight.
Yeah, you're right, Eddie, and I certainly enjoyed them, and I don't know why anybody that's involved in watching rugby league should want to try to change it.
Joey Barton be impressed with some of the passes and some of the touches there on the accuracy, the weighting of the pass is the important thing. Too many people kick it high.
Oh, that's a big error. Oh,
Yes,
Delaney is furious. They had the opportunity, the confidence was riding high. He just got his fingertips in the way. Nothing wrong with the pass at all. Oh boy, that's a big let off. And you just put your mind back, Eddie. Remember when I said just before the half-time break that Wigan should have gone for the 1 point a little bit earlier. They could rue the fact that they missed it.
So an opportunity then for Wigan here. With Joel Tompkins gets to his feet, plays the ball to McIlorum. This now is Ben Flower. He bumped off one, couldn't bump off Delaney. McIlorum to Smith. Smith, back it comes to Williams. He was watched every inch of the way and forced back a few paces as well. Farrell. Here now comes Mossop. Good defence from Leeds.
Wigan don't need to panic. It's on the last. Get it in the in-goal area. Try to get the 7. He's going into the core. Well, I'd have gone for the dribble.
But he's gone for a high kick out wide, looking for Charnley, and only finds Ryan Hall.
Great defensive set from the Leeds Rhinos. Wigan threw a lot of numbers at Rhinos' right edge defence. They came up with the answers. Wigan, when times were ponderous, Leeds didn't hang around, shut them down. Great play. The reward is getting the ball back. And Ryan Hall's reward for trying to play the ball quickly is a penalty on this occasion.
Yes, Charnley was all over him. So the penalty takes Leeds just shy of halfway. Andy Yates now. Missed last week. Played in the Cup quarter-final. Andy Yates called to arms because Mitch Garbutt, the new signing from Australia, injured his back in training yesterday in the last session.
Well, the man that's just played the ball certainly is going to be the key factor, as far as I'm concerned, for Leeds to get back into this game again.
Delaney fed by Sinfield.
Cuthbertson has been outstanding, and he can create something.
And he's just run across the line, and he's come off second best.
Yeah, I think it was the shoulder from McIlorum that made contact.
Maguire to Ablett. Ablett thought about giving it him back. Here's Ayton. Ayton again for Leeds. Tries to stand up George Williams. Mossop and Farrell are there and bring him down. Last tackle coming up here for the Rhinos. Little push on the back by Liam Farrell. Might have been penalised. Nice kick through from Cuthbertson, but Bowen read the script. And he feeds Charnley.
Not a bad idea throwing the loose forward Cuthbertson, but fantastic yet again, Matty Bowen. He read the script there.
Well, next week, another big weekend from the First Utility Super League. Thursday, Warrington Saints, Sky Sports 1, 7:30. And then the Hull KR Hull Derby. And will the Super 8s be decided next weekend a week early? That's Friday, 7:30 on 1 again.
That might be the game, Eddie. That might be the game. These two teams are going to have a say. Laurent Fresneau said his side, the Catalan Dragons, are definitely going to be in the 8. We'll see Paul Anderson's men in action tomorrow. The Huddersfield Giants against St Helens. That's a tough trip, though, the Catalan Dragons. It's the place they've been getting all their points this season.
3 games.
Hull FC, Eddie, sorry, Hull KR, that's the game.
It is, and 3 games there from the Magic Weekend in Newcastle at the end of May, as is this one here tonight. Magic from the Super League.
Well, it might have been magic then, Eddie, but I'll tell you something now, that was not anywhere near magic, that kick. That allowed Leeds to get into a pretty good position. Matty Bowen has not dropped back yet. He may be anticipating a little chip over the top from Maguire.
Well, he's sauntering. If he is, there he is, just about 10 metres behind the defensive line.
It's the Leeds offloads, Eddie, that could cause the biggest problems for Wigan. Hayden again looking with 2 or 3 defenders around him to flick it out the back. That's when they've been at the best for probably the last decade.
Jamie Peacock, he always looks to offload. Sinfield then finds Maguire. Maguire taking them on. Flower and Joel Tompkins dealing with the threat. And Watkins, it's the last one here for Leeds. Finds Sinfield. Sinfield with a chip, and it's easy for Charnley.
I'll tell you what, he had an awful lot of time to pick his kick, and I'm surprised he's picked that one. No pressure coming from Wigan on Kevin Sinfield. We know how good a kicker he is. That seems a fairly tame kick in the end.
Burgess goes down, tackle number 2, 22 metres away from his own line.
Important the Rhinos do not get out of the blocks early. Don't give away a penalty. They're giving you a couple that just halted the progress. But that's pretty good defence.
It is. The run from Dom Crosby. McIlaurin. Bateman.
Got through some work, hasn't he? Bateman playing in the centres tonight.
Kick from Matty Smith, because this is the last. Oh, and it's straight to Handley.
That's 2 poor kicks that they could have done without. Oh, it looks as though Handley may have injured himself there. He rocked back on, it looks like either the ankle or the knee. He's not 100%. Oh, it's the ankle.
They had the weight of Matty Smith on both legs. Delaney through McIlaurin, can't get past the next 2. Running it off though, Handley, or he's walking it off, going out in the wing again. Sinfield to Maguire. Whoop, and Moon with a little fumble. Bateman on him in a flash. 6 points the difference. We're into the last quarter of the game. Maguire on halfway. Fires the path to Cuthbertson.
Yeah, good work. You can see there that Dick Crosby went over the top, made sure that Cuthbertson couldn't get the offload.
Kick from Maguire is straight to Burgess.
Well, the kicking game has gone off the boil from both sides.
And Burgess goes down on that, the first tackle. Here's Sargentson. You get the feeling there's more tries coming in this match. It's not over yet. Only 6 points the difference between the two sides. The ball's come free. Oh, and
knock on. Oh no, it's got the penalty. Well, did he lose control?
Just a guess, isn't it?
Kinehorst is involved.
Still in there.
Was the knee involved there from Sargentson? Either way.
As Phil rightly said, it's just a guess in situations like that.
Well, the officials get under pressure. It's been a classic game, enjoyable.
And he's actually just said on the run then to Leeds that they were making no attempt to move out of the way after the tackle had been completed. So maybe that's the reason why he gave the penalty the way he did. Farrell will play the ball to McIlaurin. Here is George Williams. Now big Ben Flower.
Well, this is where the fatigue starts to set in, and you know, the odd missed tackle.
Smith. Tompkins. Harassed by Leeds defenders.
For most of the time, both sides, the defence has been solid, and that means that it's going to take something extremely special. We've already seen the quality of the kicking game to produce the tries so far.
Here comes the last tackle for Wigan. 30 metres out.
Get it up.
They're after a drop goal. It's charged down, and it's into the arms of Ryan Hall. That's one time in your career, Steve-O, you missed the call for the drop goal.
Well, I'll tell you why. They're about 35 metres out. They've got to use a little bit more brains than that. If you're going to set up for a one-pointer, get yourself in a good position and make yourself, you give plenty of space. He failed on every one of them.
Mike, I think both sides have used that much energy in the first half. There's very little left. It's almost as if they want it to be the last few minutes. And there's a lack of patience here now. Both teams look like they're gasping for air. They're short of energy. Leeds have got themselves out of trouble by scoring miracle tries in the past, but Kyle Ablett knows that pass just isn't good enough at this level.
Yes, nobody needs to tell Carl Ablett, he told himself immediately.
Something I'd like to see them do on this left-hand side, the Leeds Rhinos I'm talking about now, is give this man, and the man inside him in particular, Joel Moon, a lot more ball, an earlier ball. Joel Moon running at John Bateman was going to be a terrifying prospect, very talented player. He's got that left-hand offload that Ryan Hall overran once in this game already. But you've got to give him early ball and give him a chance. Shifting it through the hands just plays into Wigan's defensive line as they move across and squeeze him out towards the sideline.
Okay, mate, let's go.
So Wigan's head and feet at the scrum, and the ball held in the scrum. Discipline from the Leeds defenders, not breaking out and conceding a penalty.
Well, that's what they were looking for. That's how tight this game is.
Sargentson.
Now, are Wigan going to set up for it? We'll soon find out.
That's a right mess on the floor. Cuthbertson was on his back and couldn't do anything about that.
Well, they're going down the middle.
Crosby.
Maybe one more drive and they'll go early.
Here is Williams, short ball to Farrell. Matty Smith's in centre field. They're coming towards the post here with Williams.
This is where they need it.
Well, Smith is positioned back into the right-hand side.
Yeah, but he's not far back.
And they've not given it him. It's with O'Loughlin, and over the top it goes to Sargentson. That's a great tackle by Handley.
Try saver, maybe game saver. He's limping, and he just put his body on the line. Should he have passed? Sargentson, I say yes. You could see there that Callum Watkins was way out of position, and not surprisingly, King Kevin gives him a pat on the back.
Well, Sean O'Loughlin's played less than half of Wigan's games this season, and in those, he hasn't been at the standard that he set for himself, well below that. But he commanded the ball there on the last play. He delivered a brilliant pass to Dan Sargentson, and he needed his centre to put it on the hands of his winger. Just really, I think, to extend Wigan's lead in this match. Big chance missed there for the Warriors.
I agree, Phil. He really should have offloaded. He'd done everything right. Sargentson had pulled the winger to him. Should have let it go.
Here goes Maguire. And he's spun to the ground by Flower. Ayton. Ayton to Sinfield. Sinfield gets the ball away once again. Here now is Peacock. And Peacock can't get away. The ball comes backwards. And
knocked on.
John Wells began pre-game by talking about Wigan building pressure. He said it's what they build their game on.
Does this go forward, Brian, just to interrupt there?
My initial thought was no.
I think it does on the second look.
It's a knock-on anyway.
I thought like you, Phil, it didn't, but looking at it again, it does.
He's furious as Peacock.
It might be a crucial moment, 13 minutes to go.
This is the pressure now they're under. You can see, if you see that going forward, that's fair. I don't see it going forward.
I think it's that second touch on the forearm, isn't it? Just drops it forward.
Yeah, knocks it forward, it does.
Now, I'd love to see George Williams getting a bit excitable there.
Well, Adam Cuthbertson's getting a bit excited with Dom Crosby.
I'd love to see Williams just spin around, chip over the top, regather, score the try of the season.
Don't want much, do you?
I'm just saying I'd love to see it, because it's going to take something like that to break down this defence.
Flower takes it forward again. They're rolling forward up the middle, Wigan. McIlaurin. Here is Matty Smith. Back it comes to Williams. Over the top to Sargentson and knocked forward by Burgess. Well, it's high-risk play.
And they don't need to. They're the side that's in front. Leeds are having to do the catch-up. What on earth does he want to be able to do that?
Well, do you think he's feeling bad? Because the last time Dan Sargentson got the ball, we both said he should have passed it to Joe Burgess. So in his mind, he's thinking, I can't get it to him quickly enough. He wanted to tip it on as possible. And I do think sometimes some players, although what's happened previously to stay in the man, we're all human, and I guess that could have been going through his brain as the ball came through the air.
Philip, just like you were then, panic.
Well, it depends what you want them to do, Stevie. You're calling for a chip over the top on a 360, and I mean, they're in front in the game.
I said I'd like to, but they're not controlling it, are they?
Well, controlling it, chipping over the top and doing a 360 wouldn't be controlling it. Controlling it would be play the ball into the corners, kick in, force Leeds to bring it off their own line, hunt an error, you get the ball back, either set up for a drop goal or try and get a penalty out of the Leeds Rhinos, building pressure.
Well, that's why we're up here and we're not coaches. This is going to be very interesting indeed.
You all want perfection, basically.
Yeah, of course we do.
Here we go.
We know we can't get it.
Yeah.
And you want utopia.
I want entertainment. I want entertainment, Eddie.
Yeah, well, so does Steve-O. That's why he's calling for chips over the top and 360s and length of the fields. And
of course.
And it's been great entertainment, but it's gone a little bit pedestrian, if that be the right word, in this second half.
I'm not surprised, Eddie. They're out on their feet, both sides. This has been an absolute wonderful, wonderful game.
And it's all, of course, at the minute based on defence, and the defences have been magnificent. Now then, Maguire, wide it comes to Moon. Ball is out on the touchline here, but that's great work again by Bateman. Is he discovering a new role for himself here tonight, the young forward in the centres?
He's been outstanding.
Last tackle coming up for Leeds. Sinfield to Maguire. High and looking for Handley out wide, only finding Burgess, and well, Kinehorst timed the tackle to perfection. 11 minutes remaining, 6 points the advantage to Wigan.
Well, if they can get anywhere near the Leeds line, they've got to start looking for the one. Simple, basic rugby league football. Put yourself 7 points ahead.
Charnley plays the ball to McIlorum. Here is Crosby. Crosby goes down, tackle number 4. They're still 10-12 metres inside their own half. McIlorum again. Lachlan carries the battle over halfway. They've reached the 5th.
What a great run. You talk about a captain having the influence.
Matty Smith up and over the top, looking for the touchline this side, and finds
brilliant.
it. Good kick, that.
Absolutely brilliant. Control, little shimmy, little dummy, great kick.
Leeds will be more eager to get to the scrum than Wigan will, who are plodding, but they haven't got the full complement of 6 in there yet to force the referee to call time off. Now he does. 10 metres away from their own line, though, Leeds, with Burrow waiting to return.
Burrow waiting to return. Ryan Hall yet to sparkle in this game. Callum Watkins yet to sparkle in this game. Joel Moon yet to sparkle in this game. I'm still giving them a chance.
Great player, though, Callum Watkins is. Are they missing Zach Hardaker out for suspension tonight?
Oh, of course they are. I mean, he's a quality player.
They are, Eddie, in the sense that Zach Hardaker would play fullback and Watkins would then strengthen up the centre position. Absolutely. I don't know how much they lose attacking-wise by putting Watkins in fullback instead of Zach Hardaker. They both brilliant talents with the ball in their hands.
Here he is, Rob Burrow, the man who could change the course of the game in the last 10 minutes. And Ayton is waiting. Here now, Peacock. Peacock stands, offloads, back to Watkins. His offload to Kinehorst. Now Sinfield has seen a gap, and Sinfield goes for it, and that's an important tackle by McIlorum. Last one here. Is it for Leeds? Yes, they're running it. They're running it with Cuthbertson and Moon. And now the kick forward. Bowen just waits, bides his time, goes down, takes the tackle. Good play by the fullback.
Was it ever? You talk about experience, and he's got plenty of it.
I don't think Matt Bowen's season started particularly well, Eddie, you know, and what turned it around for me was his performance against Leeds when these sides met in Newcastle in that magic weekend. He scored tries, he set them up, he really was back to the best that we saw at the peak of his career, and he seems to have carried that form on now in the second half of the season.
Crosby is rocked back on his heels by tenacious tackling from Ayton and Cuthbertson. Ablett in there for good measure as well.
Share the workload. It's got to be a good kick.
Tony Clubb plays the ball. Smith under pressure from Ablett. Straight to Watkins on the bounce. Now then, time is the enemy for Leeds as much as Wigan. Risky play to Handley. He hangs on, the youngster.
Leeds struggling to get the players back that look forward. You can see a lot of the Leeds forwards, they're just walking, and it's not surprising. The energy level is dipping very, very quickly.
Hall. Down he goes. Peacock. Sinfield. Quick hands, more quick hands from Maguire to Watkins, watched by Tony Clubb all the way. Great tackle, and again from marker from Tony Clubb.
Great play. Boy, that'll lift the Wigan outfit.
Goes high off the boot of Sinfield.
Should be easy for Bowen.
And it is this time. Walters and Maguire, though, pummel him to the floor.
Boy, how solid has Bowen been tonight. They have thrown everything at him. He's linked into the three-quarter line several occasions.
Sargentson. Round Kinehorst. Sargentson's on his way. Oh, he's hurt. He's pulled his hamstring. Bowen's knocked on. Free play. Free play. Here comes Joel Moon.
That's a shame. He just broke down. Oh, the chance here. Maguire's got it. It's all play on. Crowd's going crackers.
That should be the zero tackle, and it is. Watkins. Charnley's after him. Charnley's trying to pinch the ball. Watkins to his feet quickly. Plays the ball to Burrow. He is completely overshadowed by Tony Clubb for the second time in as many minutes.
He's gone berserkers, Clubb.
Wide they go to Ash Handley.
Got to go at Dan
Sargenson's still out there.
They've got to. Sargentson can hardly walk. Oh, they've come back on the inside.
Cuthbertson.
They've got to kick. They've got to kick if it gets to Sargentson.
Here goes Burrow going down that way. Handley is halted by Burgess.
Good work by Burgess there. Knows how important. Had to take the centre position. He knows that Sargentson is crocked out there on that right-hand side.
And that's where Leeds are looking to attack, but Ablett gets the ball back to Jimmy Kinehorst, and Jimmy Kinehorst has got Aiton, and that's a knock-on, and that's a knock-on the other way. It will be head and feet to Leeds. That's a try-saving knock-on, is that?
This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Brilliant play. Great read from Josh Charnley. He needed to come in and shut it down. This team were stretching that side. What a break by Kinehorst. Moved back into the centres, played second row for the last few weeks. And that Josh Charnley, he had to do that, or else you would have seen the Leeds Rhinos cross for 4.
This was the game over.
It's a bit like Gelling, isn't it, the other week, where he's pulled the hamstring. Kinehorst is so lucky, isn't he, that there's an injury there. Bowen knocks the ball forward. Leeds on the attack.
They are with Watkins. Oh, and Handley did brilliantly to hang on to that.
And what a hit by that man there, Bateman.
Cuthbertson, straining every sinew, gets the pass away to Aiton. Here is Maguire now. Maguire to the corner for Ryan Hall. Matty Smith to the rescue.
Brilliant stuff. Both in defence. Matty Smith. Maguire puts it up. They have the numbers there. Ryan Hall in the corner. Look at Matty Smith. He knows how to penny. He's got to get there first.
He's asking a lot of Ryan Hall, Eddie, on that occasion. But Hall, a lot of ground to make up here to get this ball. Matty Smith did brilliantly to cover it across. You'd like to see Leeds Rhinos turn the tables now. They've been the team under pressure for the last 20 or 25 minutes. Here's their chance now. 4.5 minutes to go. Plenty of time for them. Got a full set in front of them. Let's see what they can do.
Where's this drop out from underneath the sticks going? To the 40-metre mark. Oh, Leeds allow it to bounce. That might be the crucial second that Wigan needed, and they come up quickly to bring Jamie Peacock to ground.
Well, they try the damnedest to make sure that if they're going to score, they'll make it as close to the post as possible, so they can force the draw.
Josh Walters plays the ball to Burrow. Here's Sinfield, now Cuthbertson, another great offload to Maguire. Almost through the gap was Ablett. Wonderful tackle again by Matty Smith.
Got to be penalised.
Penalty.
They've got to tap. They know it. No point taking the 2. Get on with it, and that's what they've done.
So here they come again with Peacock. 3.5 minutes remaining.
Cuthbertson, little switch. Keep your eye on 17.
Burrow! Rob Burrow! Burrow scores from dummy half! Little Rob Burrow has come up with the 4 points. The kick to come, and this will level us up. Wigan just went for a moment to sleep in defence, almost for the first time tonight, and Rob Burrow plundered a try, and, well, he's inching towards a career 200, but he won't be bothered about that.
Messing around there, Matty Smith. No doubt about the penalty, but Rob Burrow, the little step, the chef, just completely bamboozled the Wigan defence. They should have had him. They should have had him, they know it. And he surely has equalled it. And then we're going into one-pointathon. We
are, because there's still over 2 minutes remaining.
And we're playing extra time, Eddie?
Well, they do in Australia, don't they? Golden point. We don't want. I mean, to be fair, if Leeds go home with a point after this comeback, they deserve it, don't they? But yes, we'll stay here till midnight to watch this. Sinfield, 24 apiece, 2.5 minutes remaining.
And I tell you what, Eddie, what a great substitution it was from the coach, Brian McDermott.
He had a bit to do as well, didn't he? Eddie, they're 2 scores down, and then they bring this guy on. I don't think his touches have been brilliant in this game since he's been on the field. Well, that's all that matters now, that he's brought them back level in this game. But what a side, 2 scores down. They're at Wigan. Wigan haven't lost here all season. They've dragged themselves back in to a chance of 2 points, if not the one that they're presently aiming for.
Okay, well, here we go. And now we are in 1-point territory, 2 minutes remaining. Playoff. Rather, in 2004, it was 12-all here. The only draw that Leeds have got at Wigan. Minute and a half remaining, and 3 tackles remaining. This set of 6 for the Rhinos. Cuthbertson can't get that ball away. Wigan are going to get a chance unless Leeds can come up with something special here. And it's with Sinfield. It goes behind everybody, and Ablett picks up the pieces. Ablett is a he's given a penalty to Wigan. He's given a penalty to Wigan. Wigan will take the kick, and they could win it.
Well, someone was being held back.
He's saying Paul Ayton, Stuart. What's he spotted here?
It's an obstruction. Paul Ayton has prevented someone from making a tackle on Carl Ablett. So he's obviously, there it is, that's the block. He's just moved in his way.
He's had a fantastic game as a hooker, Paul Ayton. But what on earth was he doing there? If it had stood still, Ablett would have been away. Watch this.
He just moves, doesn't he? Just moves into him.
Ridiculous move. Well, surely they've got to go for the 2.
Oh, they will.
He can't believe it, and neither can Ablett.
Well, Richard Silverwood was decisive, and Brian McDermott, well, he will be wondering how the game's got away from him if Matty Smith kicks this.
Every meter's going to matter, Eddie, for this kick. They're going to check exactly where this was.
No, Richard Silverwood's confidence. He said that's the mark, exactly where he's put it.
Beautiful, and they've got a lot of pressure on Matty Smith now. It's his tries, his kicks, Eddie, that set up a try last week, tries in this game. Now he's got a kick from the tee to win the match.
Well, if he does go wide, he's got to make sure that it goes dead in goal. Make sure that it goes over, because they will get, if he misses, they will get possession, and then surely they'll drive for the 1. But this could seal it.
Well, they're not 10 metres back, the Leeds players, that's for sure. And Matty Smith has got them in his eye line. This is a massive kick for Wigan, a massive kick for Matty Smith. And the crowd will tell you, and the flags will confirm it, and Wigan will win the match. Great kick from Matty Smith. Touch judges confirm with the flags. He knows he's won it. There's 5 minutes remaining, and Sean Wayne knows that match is won. Unless Leeds come up with something extra special
They've got
in
to
the
go.
5 seconds that remain.
They've got to go for the short kick. It's as simple as that.
Well, this game will be over by now, other than Michael McAloran kicking the ball from the centre, so the referee stopped the clock, which gave them 5 seconds.
So Leeds go for the short one. It goes out on the fall. He has to give the penalty on the halfway line. The match isn't over yet. The match is not over yet.
Well, not the best. They were hoping that Ryan Hall perhaps could take it on the full.
Wigan are celebrating. They're congratulating themselves on the win.
Well, all they got to do is just tap it.
Tap it and take the
tackle.
Take the tackle.
Or tap it and kick it right out of the ground. He's got to wait until all the Leeds players get back to 10.
Well,
just don't take it. Don't take a
chance. This match has had it all. This match has had it all. Penalty with 15 seconds remaining. A try that was chalked off to Brian McDermott's side that would have, in the end, won the match. And it was a fantastic effort from Maguire.